Hi, my name is Erich Barnstedt, and I lead the Azure Industrial IoT team at Microsoft. At Microsoft, we love OPC UA because it resembles some of the same values that Microsoft Azure stands for. For example, it's platform independent, it's protocol independent, it's open source, it's used by many vendors. There's literally over 500 members in the OPC Foundation, and it's deployed by over 50 million machines worldwide so far, and the number keeps growing. It has validation, it has encryption, and it has authentication built in, and it also comes with a very rich, extensible data model, and a lot of folks use OPC UA just for that. And because of that extensible data model, we can use that data model also in Azure. Microsoft is very active in a number of organizations in Germany where OPC UA is now built into the standard for Platform Industry 4.0. We're part of the VDMA, we're part of Bitkom, we're part of the Labs Network Industry 4.0, and most importantly, we're also part of the Platform Industry 4.0, where we're very active in the sub-working groups, part of the platform, defining the standards and the architecture for the future of Industry 4.0. Microsoft has contributed open source reference stack to the OPC Foundation for everybody to use. It's on GitHub, it's called .NET Standard for OPC UA, and it runs on any platform worldwide available today, and it's been recently certified by the OPC Foundation for compliance. It runs also in the Azure cloud, and we're using it also in our own Azure products based on OPC UA. We have a commercial partner, it's Softing, where you can purchase that stack for use in your own products. Many folks say, well, we don't use OPC UA, how can we interact with the Azure cloud in the industrial space? Well, since OPC UA has that extensible data model, you can now use OPC UA with the use of an adapter very cost effectively with your existing machine. You don't need to make any changes to your machine at all. And those adapters are available for all common Ethernet-based or also other communication standard-based standards and protocols, and those adapters can be purchased, for example, by Softing or Unified Automation for use with your machine. Our reference architecture for OPC UA integration into Azure IoT Suite is the following. So we have, obviously, on-premises Azure IoT Edge, which is our gateway software. It's also open source on GitHub. And you can build modules that run in Docker containers for Azure IoT Edge. And that's exactly what we've done and made those Docker containers available also open source and as binaries on Docker Hub for everybody to use and integrate into their own gateway solutions. Those two components are called OPC Publisher and OPC Proxy. Now, the Publisher uses OPC UA client-server technology to connect to existing machines without requiring any changes to those machines, and then converts the data that those machines send to the publisher into the new OPC UA PubSub format for then to be sent on to the Azure cloud through the firewall, which remains closed to outside traffic completely. The other component is called OPC Proxy, and it can be used for a VPN connection with an outbound initial connection from the proxy to the cloud, which means, again, the firewall stays closed, but we can use the proxy to browse through the proxy and our cloud gateway called IoT Hub, existing OPC UA servers, and we've built an OPC UA client into cloud applications and also to mobile applications, which you can use to connect to those on-premises OPC UA servers, again, in a secure way and without requiring changes to the OPC servers themselves. So with OPC Proxy and OPC Publisher, we can do both telemetry data upload to the cloud, and we can also do browsing of OPC UA servers from the cloud. And then finally, we can also use a proxy to execute commands from anywhere in the world, from OPC UA clients from anywhere in the world, through the IoT Gateway, IoT Hub, and the proxy to existing machines. And we're the only cloud provider who have that rich functionality, OPC UA, from the cloud and back. And then finally, we've created a 6-step program for everybody to use to get started quickly and easily with their digital transformation using OPC UA and the Azure cloud. And this 6-step program is built into a white paper that's available for download on the Azure website. And it goes step by step in first connecting a single machine and then connecting multiple machines so that you don't have to change everything that you're doing. You can go step by step and go slowly and then build up more and more of your capability over time. We've built a lot of components open source for the OPC Foundation. We've contributed them all on GitHub. And a lot of folks have said, well, could you please create a single pre-configured solution that allows you to use all those components in a secure way? And we've done exactly that. We've built the Connected Factory pre-configured solution. It's available on GitHub, open source, and it's also available pre-built on AzureIoTSuite.com. And you can just deploy that solution into your Azure subscription within minutes and then use the solution end-to-end and start modifying it to your needs and build your own applications from it. So it has a rich simulated factory assembly line. In fact, it has 7 of them. And they're using an MES system, which is very simple, but it just shows how it can be used. And it has a number of OPC servers that we've extended with functionality that is commonly used on a factory floor. We have assembly, we have test, we have packaging, and all of it controlled through the simple MES system. And then, obviously, our Azure IoT Edge components are also built in to this solution. So the OPC proxy and the OPC publisher are already configured and part of the solution. Then later on the cloud side, we have IoT Hub, of course, and we have 2 paths, one for telemetry, one for browsing of the rich OPC UA data model, information model, and a command and control path as well. And this path goes into what we call a web app, a solution dashboard that has an OPC UA client built in. That OPC UA client can be used for the browsing and the command and control. And it can also be used, or the application by itself can be used to access the time series insights, telemetry data. We're calculating things like OEE and a few KPIs for power consumption and number of units produced and so on. So the solution comes with a rich dashboard that we've built. Again, that dashboard is also available open source. You can look at it. You can also deploy it, obviously, from AzureIoTSuite.com. It has things like alarms and events defined, a map view of the different simulated assembly lines, and the whole thing is available as a web application on Azure. Obviously, Azure IoT Suite Connected Factory is secure by default. OPC UA is secure by design, as highlighted by the BSI, the German version of the NSA. We've taken it a step further and made it secure by default, which means all the security features that OPC UA has built in are turned on by default. So you don't have to worry about figuring out how to turn them on yourself. It's all done for you. And of course, the whole solution was threat modeled. We've done penetration testing through an external company that we've hired. And we're obviously using the security development lifecycle, which is actually a mandatory process within Microsoft to build new products and to do threat modeling and so on. So this is all part of the security development lifecycle. This lifecycle is documented on Microsoft.com/SDL, so it's not a secret. Anybody can use it and use it in their product development. So this is something that we've also used for the Connected Factory. And of course, we're using and making use of the Azure Security and Trust Center, where we have over 5,000 security experts making sure that Azure stays secure. We have an OPC UA Gateway Partner Program, and this partner program has been hugely successful. It's only available for the last 10 months, and we already have 13 partners signed up. So, most of the who's who of the industrial IoT ecosystem are already part of the program, and it's growing and growing steadily with new members joining all the time. And it's super important to have the availability of those 2 components, OPC proxy and publisher, in existing products and solutions, and that's exactly what the Gateway Partner Program does. So each partner is committed to integrate the proxy and the publisher into their product, and sell it as a new SKU or part of an existing SKU. And then, once you are committed or once you're, ready to look at the connected factory solution and need a gateway to connect your real machines, you can go to one of those vendors and buy a gateway off the shelf. We've also announced an industrial IoT starter kit, and from SPS 2017, this kit is actually commercially available. We've built that kit together with our partner Hewlett-Packard Enterprise and Softing, and the kit is based on industry standard hardware or industry grade hardware, and also the Softing data feed OPC suite, which allows you to connect to a number of different field buses available today on factory floors and connect to proprietary systems as well. So with that starter kit, you can connect, again, using the OPC publisher and the OPC proxy to the Azure cloud, and it's all already configured for you, and you can order today at www.iotstarterkit.net. You can go there and click on a few buttons and get a kit sent to you. Finally, there is a concept of a maturity model or maturity index for Industry 4.0, or as I like to call it, the digital transformation path. And this path has a number of steps, and Microsoft is there to help you at each step of the way. So the steps are very simply, computation and computerization has made it onto factory floor. Now, slowly people are starting to add connectivity to their solutions. But really, Industry 4.0, as we know it, only starts after that, when you start looking at visibility of the data that is sent for analysis to the cloud, figuring out what is happening at any given time. And then as a next step, you can start looking at why is it happening, understanding the data. And again, we have Azure IoT Suite Connected Factory as a solution for those steps. And then as a next step, you might be interested in figuring out what will happen next, predicting the future. And there we obviously have Cortana Analytics Suite and Azure Data Lake as long-term storage for building a analytics solution. We also have things like the Cosmos DB graph database, which allows you to store the rich OPC UA data model in a database and access it from the cloud. And then finally, once you have that built into a solution, you can also start to create feedback cycles and create self-healing systems where you no longer need human intervention, but a machine fixes the system for you. So this is kind of where the intelligence of the solution comes from. And of course, you can connect it to things like Dynamic CRM and make use of the digital twin that we've built into IoT Hub to make changes to the machines in real time on the factory floor. And then once you have this transformation completed, you can start changing your business models to offer new services to your customers, make guarantees about availability of the services or also of the machines that you used to just sell to the customer. And now you can, maybe potentially just rent them out and then get a monthly fee for them. So this is all possible through Industry 4.0 and Azure together with OPC UA as the key industrial standard for interoperability worldwide. So now we have some links where you can read further about the solutions that we offer and also try it out. Try out Connected Factory for yourself. They're available on AzureITSuite.com and of course on GitHub. So with that, I thank you for your time and I hope you enjoy working with OPC UA in the future.